Fort Hood gunman Nidal Hasan held true to form today and rested his defense without calling a single witness, nor did he testify during the penalty phase of his case. Fox 4's Brandon Todd at Fort Hood. Brandon, what's the strategy here?
Yeah, exactly, Clarice. That's a big question. 3 words: the defense rests. That's all that Major Hasan said today when it was his turn to present a case against the death penalty. He also refused to call any witnesses, and there were 2 doctors who were standing by ready to testify on his behalf. He also, again, refused to ask any questions of any of the witnesses who testified about the impact of what he did. This morning, prosecutors called their final 7 witnesses, husbands, wives, and mothers of those murdered by Major Nidal Hasan in the November 2009 shooting spree. Jolene Cahill told the jury she kept her husband Michael's cell phone so her kids could call it and hear his voice. Philip Warman says after his wife, Colonel Juanita Warman, was killed in the shooting, he turned to alcohol, went into rehab, and now regularly visits his wife's grave at Arlington National Cemetery.
Each experienced personal loss, either directly or by the way of the loss of a husband, a wife, a daughter, or son.
The bones in Randy Royer's arm were shattered by one of Hasan's bullets, ending his military career and leaving him in constant pain. Jerry Kruger told the jury losing her daughter Amy left a void that she'll have to live with the rest of her life.
Each took back a measure of control over this loss by their testimony in facing Major Hasan and expressed the cost of his actions on their lives after November 5th, 2009.
Now, Hasan also refused to use any of the mitigating evidence that had been prepared for him on his behalf over the last 3 years. These are things like community involvement, good behavior while he was in custody, no criminal history, his life expectancy. All of these are relevant factors that the jury would be able to consider when they're considering a sentence. And the judge made sure that she wanted to consider a full range, not just death, but also something less than that, so that everything was fair and equal, at least in the treatment toward Hasan. So, Clarice, it's anybody's guess what his strategy is, but he certainly hasn't put up much of a defense at all.
Yeah, hearing from the relatives, it really takes a very heavy toll on them, Brandon. Tell us a little bit more about the next phase of the process.
All right, so the next phase comes tomorrow morning when there will be closing arguments for this sentencing phase. So the prosecution will present their closing arguments, and Hasan will get one more chance to make a statement in this case. He will be able to also present closing arguments in this. So then at that point, once they're finished with that, the judge will give the instructions for sentencing to the jury, and they will begin deliberating. Clarice?
And we will see you tomorrow from Fort Hood. Brandon Todd, thank you.